Today we have a guest that I consider a very good friend of mine. She's a entrepreneur. She's a confidant. She's a real person at the end of the day, and someone who works in the mental health field. Um, Someone that I feel that Pittsburgh should know. She's been here for quite a while, and she likes to keep a low profile. But today is one of those days where I feel like we will shine a light on um, everything that she does, as well as who she is as a person. And hopefully, you guys see the brightness that I see in my friend. So, without much ado, um, you guys know me as Britton or Dorse, but I like to. A name that I've come accustomed to using is the unprofessional professional. And joining me for a conversation today is one of my good friends, Court Handy. So, welcome to the show, Court.
Thanks.
Welcome back, actually, because we tried
I'll
this.
say,
We tried this once
try it
already.
again.
And we had some technical issues, so we're trying this again. So, based off of the first time, I feel like I know how to structure this one a little bit better. I still feel underdressed for the second time of our interviews.
Why?
Because, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I came real niggerish, and you came like, oh, I am about to be on camera. And I don't.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
The first time we did it, I came from like a retirement party at work. So like I had to be dressed.
Right.
Because we were taking group pictures and stuff, and I wasn't going to be the person that like threw their hair in the bun and just looked crazy in the pictures.
Got you.
And then today, I don't know, I have been in like this space where I've been like kind of low-key depressed. So I was like, you're going to get up today, you're going to do your hair, you're going to do your makeup, you're going to put on a nice outfit, and you're going to go outside.
Okay. Wish I would have got that memo, because you know what I'm saying, I'd have dressed a little better.
Well, you know, I also, single friend, might want to catch a little husband outside.
Whatever.
saying.
Not that aspect again. Please, no. We'll get to that. Anyway, so you're originally from York, PA.
Yes.
Describe York for the people who never been, never heard.
York is like a much smaller version of Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Like, I don't know how.
And when you say small, you mean like it's like a few streets. It's like
It's not a few streets. It's not like a.
but it's like
you
a
know,
small town.
You got a stop sign and a main street. Like it's not like a Indiana, Pennsylvania, where you're in the middle of nowhere. Like it.
But it's like a
city.
town.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's city, but it's also like, okay, if I'm in York City, I literally could just walk to all the different within like half hour to an hour. You can literally hit every single side of the city walking.
Okay. You ain't doing that in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, no, I'm not getting from like.
You're not getting from West Mifflin to the South Side. And then
Yeah, no, you're not. It's just not gonna happen.
But I
In York, though, you can walk wherever.
Okay. So grew up in York.
Mm-hmm.
Grew up with you were. Now I know from our past experience some of the answers to the questions, so I'm like going to rephrase them a little differently for the group out here. Was in York. Was an only child for a while.
Yes, for the first 7 years of my life, I was an only child. It was lovely. Love my sister, but it was very nice.
And for the most part, it was you and your mom.
Mm-hmm.
And from my understanding, white mom, black dad. Dad wasn't really around. Mom was.
Yeah. Well, my mom was, I guess you could say, around, but being a single mom, my mom also worked a lot.
Right.
So most of my time I spent with like a family member watching me.
Gotcha. And that is when the aunt kicks in. The aunt that's like the...
Kind of. I didn't spend as much, like I would spend the night at her house sometimes when I was younger, but I didn't spend as much time with her until I went to live with her. Because there was a period of time that like her and my mom like weren't even talking.
Right. Okay. So, if I remember correctly, you said you bounced around schools for a while.
I did. From kindergarten to high school, I probably went to at least 12 different schools.
And if I remember correctly, again, you were saying you felt too black for the white kids and too white for the black kids. So you were sort of stuck in this little middle limbo.
Yeah, it was like, I feel like any school I went to was like predominantly either white or predominantly black. Like there wasn't like a good mixture of like different cultures and races and stuff. Like there was always like a small little population, but like, so kindergarten up to like 8th grade, I was in predominantly black schools. I was used to being like the light one, or
the token,
the borderline white girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I got to, and then I was also raised mostly around like my black family.
Yeah.
Except for like a couple members of like my mom's family that were white, obviously. Then 8th grade, I went to like a suburban, like, and I mean suburban school. And I was like, whoa, hold on a minute. What are we doing?
This needs
It was like, we're wearing Hollister, Abercrombie, Aeropostale, and what are those shoes called? The little mule looking shoes. Like the Birkenstock little like slide-in shoes and stuff. Like that was the thing. That's what they wore. Like nobody was really...
The Vans.
They're not Vans. They're like little Birkenstock like slide. I love them now. They're my favorite shoes. But like just like the whole like the way people dressed, did their hair, like even
the vibe was different.
Everything was different. It was like everybody was an athlete. They lived in like these nice little suburban neighborhoods, and like they ain't know nothing from nothing.
Understood. Okay. So then from York, in the upbringing, and the 7 years of being an only child, what was it like once the sibling came into the picture?
So having a sibling was like, the way I looked at it then was different from like kind of like once my mom had passed away, how I looked at it and how I would look at it now. First of all, my mom told me she was pregnant. Like we were just walking through Walmart one day, like getting baby stuff, and I'm like, well, what's this for? And she's like, oh yeah, you're gonna have a sister. Like it was just like a casual, like we're just strolling. Like I'm pretty sure she was like 7 months pregnant at that point. And it was like, oh, okay. Like there was no talk like, hey, you're gonna be a big sister. Like the stuff you see on TV, it was just kind of like, oh yeah, we gotta get some of this because you know you're gonna have a sister. That playroom you got, you about to put all them toys in your room. Like I gotta put the crib and stuff in there. So I was like, what? And then I was like low key like spoiled because my mom at that point, you know, was doing financially well. Like she owned a really nice house. and stuff. And then my sister came. And it also was a time where my mom started to not do well financially. And then she worked more. So I became like the second parent. And I always had my sister. I couldn't go outside and do anything without my sister. While my mom was at work, I had to come home from school. I was watching my sister. So like I didn't want to have kids when I grew up. I decided it right then and there. I was like, yeah, no. I did enough parenting in my lifetime. And
now that's all you do.
I'm everybody's like auntie now. So I don't know. It was like I feel like I resented somewhat having a sibling, because for me, in my mind, that was the trigger of like my whole life changed. Like we didn't have the same kind of like capabilities. Like my mom couldn't just go buy this or that, and then we moved into a house that wasn't as nice as the house we lived in. I didn't have like a backyard to go run around, and we lived across the street from the crack house. Like it was a whole like different thing.
Dynamic once the extra sibling came.
Yeah.
But then you said your mom passed away.
Yeah, and so when my mom passed away, my stepdad actually took my sister away from me. So then I went through like this whole thing of like, oh, well, maybe if I had gotten emancipated and stuff, like I don't know if my sister's okay. Like, as somebody that's always been like her second parent, I was like, oh my God, it's my responsibility to make sure she's taken care of, make sure she would be like living the life that my mom would want her to live. Like I was prepared to be emancipated, take my sister to college with me, and like fully take care of a child.
Right.
And then now that we're like both older, I love having a sibling, because it's like we get to like talk about our lives and all of the things, and like it's a relationship that I felt like I was missing, and it's kind of like the closest thing I have to my mom. Like we are the one direct connection and like outcome of her being here on this earth.
Yeah. And that's powerful. As to why you're able to maneuver the way you are with your sibling. And like I have 3 siblings, and shit. Like the way that we all interact or view each other is all dysfunctional in my opinion. I don't know about the rest of them, but like that's just how I feel. So it's just like
y'all all have very different personalities.
But then, not to make it about myself and my siblings, you mentioned your mom passing away. What did she pass away from? Like how old were you?
I was 16, and all they told me was she died from positional asphyxia. Like I guess she had like gotten sick or something in the morning and was like throwing up, and I don't know if she just like passed out or like what happened, but she essentially like suffocated herself. So I literally, it's crazy because I always tell people, that day I can remember, I can tell you what I was wearing, I can tell you what time I left to go to school, like I can like visually see the entire day in my head. And I remember, because it happened in our house,
right?
I was like rushing to get the bus per usual, because I was always like a minute away from missing the bus. And the bathroom door, like my mom was, and her and my stepdad did not play about them lights being on. If you were not in the room, you would have turned them lights off. So I was grabbing my little Pop-Tart and my Capri Sun so I could get to the bus, and the bathroom door was like kind of cracked downstairs, and like the light was on. And I was like, that's weird. I should probably like open the door, turn it off so that like nobody gets up and they're yelling and stuff. And like something in me was like, no, just get your stuff, go. Get to the bus, let's go. And I guess like my stepdad was like, well, hold on, like my sister, she went to school after me. He was like, okay, wait, both kids are not up and gone from the house and stuff. And I guess he was the one that actually
Found
found
her.
her. Yeah.
That's scary because growing up, I know someone who, like, I guess she was laying on her back. She threw up in her sleep, and she died that way. I have to deal with that personally right now, so I have to sleep on one side to make sure that I don't asphyxiate in my sleep and transition as well. So like to hear like an actual she was,
I didn't even know that was a thing until then. Like I didn't know you could essentially like suffocate yourself.
Yeah, that someone close to me actually knows someone who actually went through the thing that I'm scared of experiencing. You feel what I'm saying? So, my condolences on that. And then from there, if I remember correctly, the things with you and your stepdad were never really.
Yeah, my stepdad, I've always been like I get a vibe from people. Even like as a kid, like I just knew if I liked you or not. And even though I was like, I think it was 8 when they met, 8 or 9 probably, because I think my sister was 1, so I'd have been like maybe 8 or 9. I just never liked him. Like I didn't know anything about relationships or like anything like that, but I just knew like him as a person I did not like. And I think part of that came from when my mom was with my sister's dad. My sister her dad, like even though he wasn't my dad, really like stepped up, like would do my hair, take me to school, pick me up from school, put me to bed, like the whole like all the things a parent should do. And like my actual stepdad, when he stepped in, it was kind of like, okay, you're never really actually helping my mom with anything. You don't really seem too interested in anything we have going on.
So why are you here?
Yeah, and I remember it was like one point in time when I got a little older, into my teen years, and my mouth started to get smart because I was prepared to rip and run the streets then, and I didn't want to listen. He had came over and my mom was at work, and this is also the point where I started to be like resentful because it's like, all right, I'm taking my sister to school, I'm picking her up from school, like I gotta come home and I gotta watch her, make sure she has dinner, gets in bed, and all this other stuff. So he came in the house before my mom had got off work, and he was like, oh, you need to clean that up or something like that. And I'm like, well, hold on a minute, you don't live here, you don't pay no bills here, and you're not my dad. And I just had enough. I said, you're not my dad. And I walked out. And then I guess that caused an argument between him and my mom. And I remember my mom telling me, like, you're going to make him leave me. And I was like, whoa. Like, you going to take his side over mine? Like, I'm your child.
That'd be good.
Yeah, and it was just that too, like my mom and watching her relationship like with him and like just men in general. I was like, I don't want to grow up to follow the same things or be like
in those patterns.
Yeah, like it was like you're being very male centered, and like if that man leaves you, he leaves you. Like it is what it is. That wasn't the man that was supposed to be around and was going to help you do whatever you needed to. But it was just like, you're going to make him leave me, and like then it became my fault. So teenage years, we had a lot of attention because it was like,
you don't trust me and I'm your child and I'm telling you this man ain't there.
Yeah. It was a lot of other things in their relationship I watched too. Like even when they got engaged, it wasn't like a nice grand proposal. It was kind of like a, you keep asking about it. He literally, I will remember this day. We were in my mom's room, and he like walked in the house. He literally set the ring box on her dresser, was like, here you go, damn, and walked out. And I was like, and like that's what you're gonna accept. Like you preach to me about so much, but like this, like you're not showing me that. Like you're accepting, like
Do as I say, not as I do.
here's this crumb. And then I think from that time, it still was like maybe like that was when I was in probably 5th grade, and then they still didn't get married until I was in 10th grade.
Yeah.
So it was like y'all still didn't get married till like
Years
later.
later.
Y'all been in a relationship since I was like 8.
And now I'm like 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. Alright, so went to different schools, grew up in New York, mom passes away, taking care of your little sister.
Well, at that point, when my mom passed away, I wasn't.
No,
That's-
I'm saying like
Oh, yeah.
you're taking care of your little. I'm just recapping. Stepdad don't really get along, and you bounced around from school to school already. So, where does the aspect of like, all right, I gotta leave York and get to IUP come into play?
So that was kind of like my mom's requirement was always that I went to college. Like we have been talking about college since I was in like elementary school.
Okay.
In middle school, I had already decided like where I was going to college. I decided I was going to Pitt. I don't know why I was going to Pitt, but like from my little research, whatever I was doing then, and what I thought I wanted to do at the time, I was like, all right, this is where I'm going. So I did get into Pitt, but then by the time I got to high school, it was like, okay, I realized that I'm going to be the person that has to pay all this money back or have the money for it. So it's not financially looking like my best option.
Pitt is an option.
And IUP, still kind of close. And seems like an okay option. My little high school boyfriend went to IUP. So I was like, all right, well, I guess I could go there.
Okay.
I had no idea. I knew nothing about IUP. I just was going off the strength, like, okay, some people before me went there. Seems all right. Like, let me go. Like, I could afford this.
Okay.
I just knew that I wasn't going to be in York. Because York technically has a college, York College. But I was like, yeah, no. I got to get out of here.
Gotta get out.
I need to be, like...
Free! I'm a peacock! You gotta let me fly!
Far away. Yeah, literally. I got to go. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm going.
I'm a peacock. You gotta let me fly. So, okay. So, we originally thought we were going to Pitt. We realized that Pitt was an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
And that we was going to have to pay the money out.
Yeah.
So, we pivoted to IUP. Did you study the same was it still the same majors at both schools, or like would you have studied something different at Pitt compared to what you studied at IUP?
So when I originally had started looking at college, a lot of the electives and stuff I took in high school were all business related, and like that's what I was good. Like those were classes I did well. I did well in accounting and business law and stuff. But then my teacher one day had us take this like little like career aptitude test, and it was like, oh, like you would be really good at like psychology or something like that. And I was like, okay, like I do like helping people and stuff. So I originally, my major when I got to IUP was psychology. By the spring semester of my sophomore year, my major switched to marketing.
Now, do you think you would have studied the same things at Pitt?
Something business related, yes.
You would have studied something business related off the rip.
Yeah.
Instead of going the journey that you went on with IUP.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, Now that you've been in the city for a while, you've been
Mhm.
around Pitt, you've been to IUP,
Mhm.
excuse me, do you think you would have actually survived Pitt your first 4 years by yourself?
Um.
Because we've had this conversation off camera.
Okay. So the thing I don't like about Pitt is that you're just like smack dab in the city.
Uh-huh.
Do I think I would have enjoyed it as much as like the closeness I get with the IUP campus and like how everything's kind of like right there and like your classes, the people, all that stuff? No, I would not have. Would I have survived? Absolutely, because for me it's a challenge.
Right.
It doesn't matter where you put me, I'm going to survive. You could put me at the jail, I'm going to survive.
Right.
Like I like have an instinct that just okay, let me automatically calculate what I need to do,
To get this
where I
done.
need to be, who I need to know to be all right.
Okay. Okay. So you would have survived Pitt, but you don't think you would have liked Pitt just because it's smack dab in the city.
No, I don't feel like my college experience would have been quite the same. Like I would have just kind of enjoyed like being in a city, but it wouldn't have felt like
A college,
a college experience.
Got it. Okay. Um. So we're up at IUP.
Hmm.
We switch majors.
Hmm.
We're paying out of pocket.
Well, I have financial aid,
Okay. We
but
have.
there was a point in time, like my springs, or not my spring semester, my fall semester, my first year, I almost wasn't able to come back because they didn't give me enough money. Like I had to fight with them. It's not the Pell Grant. There's another grant. It's the Perkins loan.
And once we met, that's when I knew you to be paying out of pocket.
Hmm.
But as you were saying, there was financial aid and
Yeah, I got financial aid. When we met, I wasn't necessarily paying out of pocket, but I had a job because, like, like sometimes people they got their parents to, you need some laundry detergent,
yeah.
stuff like that. You move off campus, then you got an electric bill. I didn't have anybody that was going to give me the money for that stuff, or to be like moving in different houses. And like, yeah, you got financial aid, you paid rent for the semester,
Yeah.
but like the money I needed up front, it was kind of on me to have that. And then at that point, I was struggling with my aunt, like paying my cell phone bill and having a phone. So I was like, all right, I need money. But I was gonna have to pay out of pocket my very first semester.
Could have found a strip club up at IUP and just been up there
Yeah, no.
rocking it.
I
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm
yeah,
kidding.
no.
I'm
No,
kidding.
no, no, no. My anxiety would never.
You would have been up there rocking it.
Yeah.
Twerk.
I was racking up because it was a lot of lazy people up there, and I was really good at writing. Between the football team and just a couple other people I knew, I was making bank, writing papers, taking classes.
Really?
Yeah, like before I had got my job, I was like, I need a couple dollars, and somebody was like, yo, like you take my econ class for me. It was a class I had already taken.
Yeah.
I would have went through the class flying colors. I'll give you $300. Oh, here, go ahead. I need my money up front. You gonna have an A in this class.
Bet.
And then people were like, oh, I know this is last minute, it's finals time, but hey, I got this paper. Can I give you $50 to do that?
Yeah.
I would get my
Make
$50.
it work.
Writing the paper that took me like an hour
Yeah.
to do.
That would have took someone else all day.
Yeah.
That makes sense. All right, so we get to IUP, we hustling,
Hmm.
we trapping it out in classes, writing papers. Then you get a job at the KCAC.
Yes.
The KCAC. Then from there, you get promoted to a supervisor role. That's when you really start to shine at IUP. Or
I then became you need a job? I got you. Get you in here in a second.
okay, so all right, you did all that at IUP. Why not move back to York? Why Pittsburgh? Why not? Why not Philly? Why not New York? Why not anywhere else? Like, what about Pittsburgh drew you to it?
Well, I was already like close to Pittsburgh, so like it wasn't like a far jump from Indiana, and I still kind of like, even just from visiting in college, I liked the city. So I was like, all right, well, let me go here, because for me it's like, well, if I don't like it, I'm not stuck there forever. I can move.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I'm gonna come to Pittsburgh. New York has never really been like on my list of anywhere I wanted to go. I don't know. That's too much city for me.
I mean, marketing, things of that nature.
Yeah. York was never like, it's never been a return option for me. It just, I don't know. I don't feel like I belong there, or like that's where I would thrive. And I knew that, especially coming home from college, where I was like already in like a really good momentum with pushing myself forward and like learning things in life, I would have kind of reversed all of that going back home.
That's how I feel being here. In like the last 2 years after what I went through, like I feel like, and I was telling people when I was out in the West Coast, like, yo, if I go home, bro, you might as well stick a fork in.
Yeah, it's hard because it's like when you go back to the place where you essentially had already felt kind of stuck, and you didn't really feel like you could do the things you wanted to do, and like you also got like traumas and stuff around that. Even now I feel like there's stuff, I've done a lot of work and why I don't like York and what my triggers are and being there and stuff, and I enjoy going home more to visit now than I used to, but it's still like there's certain things that I'm like, oh yeah, no, can't come back. Like I still feel very triggered by being in this space or the idea of this. Like even I'll just see like sometimes the conversations that people have on like Facebook and stuff, and I'm like, okay, like this feels very small-minded. And I know there are things like that happen
everywhere.
Yeah, but it's different because here I didn't grow up here. I'm not from here, so I'm not in all of that. Like that doesn't affect me.
That doesn't bother you.
Yeah, it's like I'm surrounded by people that like I personally like picked to be in my life, and that I know I don't gotta worry about engaging and all that. Like they might tell me about some stuff that's going on because they're from here. They know a thing or two, but like that's not my life.
That makes sense. All right, so we come to Pittsburgh. We get a job in the mental health space, working with residents. What is that experience like for you?
That experience has been, it's rewarding, but it's also just like this bittersweet, very like up and down feeling.
The peaks and valleys is what I call it.
Like it's definitely a peaks and valleys kind of thing, because it's always like, okay, I really enjoy what I'm doing, but then something kind of like goes in and changes. Like before when I started, well, even now, one, it doesn't pay a lot in that field. Like you really gotta fight for your money.
Right.
And then just the capacity that we are working with people now, it just is not the same. It's kind of like the county took away a lot of the services and what we were capable of doing with people, and just said, no, you're basically going to provide housing for them. That's it. And you're just going to kind of watch them decline. But if something happens and, even though we told you not to do this, it's still your fault. Like, we're changing the system, but, hey, that person died or something. Well, why didn't you do anything about it? Why didn't you know where they were? Why didn't you make sure they were in treatment? Like, all these things that we have no control over. So it's it's an up and down. I still do whatever I can for the people, but it's like very limited in what I can do.
Okay. So, like, if there's one thing that you would tell or change about the mental space that you're in right now, what would it be?
I would fire everybody that's in charge. Literally, I would fire all the people that are in charge.
That are making policy.
Yeah, because I don't feel like they really understand, kind of what goes on out here in the field. Like, it's easy to sit in the ivory tower and say, oh yeah, I think this would be a good decision, but you have no idea how it actually affects the people that you're making the decisions about. Yeah, you've never talked to these people, you don't know. You just want to clean up the city because it looks bad to have people be homeless.
You want to clean up the city because the NFL draft is coming here next year.
Yeah, you're trying to clean up the city for tourism and money-making purposes, not for the purpose of, like, actually making sure people get what they need and they're stable.
Yeah. Okay. So then, you're in Pittsburgh. You're working in the mental health space. You've been in that space for almost a decade now.
Yes, this July was my 9 years.
So one more year will make 10. Do you plan on staying in this field for the long haul? Do you plan on moving into a different space? Do you plan on, like, getting to the place where you are the one making policy? Like, what's the necessary goal for the mental health space, or do you even have that goal anymore?
I don't know. I don't know what that's going to look like next year, and if that's still going to be the space that I'm going to want to be in. I did apply to Long College to go back and get my master's in social work. Didn't get in. And so I was like, maybe, like, that's really not what I'm supposed to do. So I feel like I'm just in the space right now of I'm going to let things play out how they play out, and I'm kind of going to let life tell me where I'm supposed to go.
Okay.
Because I feel like the more I try to plan and
the more God laughs.
Yeah, I'm just like, okay, stop trying to do this. Like, it's obviously that's not the plan, that's not working. Like, just go with the flow, see what comes to you.
Okay. So then this brings me to one of my favorite parts. You also have decided to pivot and start a candle making business. And I know that venture isn't the only venture that you want to be known for. I know you want other things to be attached to the brand of the candles. But, like, what made you start that? How do you feel about being a black entrepreneur in Pittsburgh? How do you feel about being a black woman entrepreneur in Pittsburgh? Like, what have you seen from your customer base?
Honestly, A lot of my customer base here consists of like people that I mostly know or have met like through somebody I know.
Uh-huh.
A lot of my customers actually come from like different states and stuff.
Okay.
I feel like I get more orders from like outside of like my direct area, and part of that is because like I spend a lot of time at work and stuff, so I don't necessarily get out and network with a lot of the different entrepreneurs and stuff here and like different people in the area. So I would like to do that more. I'm just very particular about the vibes.
Yeah.
Sometimes people have businesses, but they don't have like customer service skills, or like just
they got customer service skills, but the business ain't on point. So I get it. So would you say you find it to be difficult to network, not only outside of working all the time? Are you saying that you find it difficult to network in Pittsburgh because the way business is done here?
I think it's mostly because I work a lot, so I'm not
privy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know too much about like what's going on, but also like my thing with Pittsburgh too is like, and this is just Pittsburgh in general, and like the events and stuff that do happen, they're not diverse spaces. Mm-hmm. Pittsburgh is very like this very like select group of white people, or this very select group of black people. Like, we're not working together in business to really be prospering or making sure like the city is doing well all together. It's just like people are very much separate in spaces, which I think Pittsburgh could do a lot better if people would actually come together a little bit more. But
But I mean, yes, but we're also like stuck in our ways. We're a union-based city, so like a lot of stuff that a lot of other cities do be independent. Mm-hmm. But we can't do that because like then you're being looked at as the union buster. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's like it's a touchy situation given where we're at. Mm-hmm. But like that's how the white people feel. All the niggas I can't speak for all the niggas, but the ones that I know, mm-hmm. like we can't get in it. We've tried to get in the union. We haven't been able to get in the union. Mm-hmm. Niggas are struggling to pay their dues, not getting put on projects for real, or they have like personal life stuff that is going on mm-hmm. that is hindering them from, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but with you saying all of this, have you seen the article that they dropped this year saying like the glass ceiling for young black professionals? Mm-mm. So once we leave here, off camera, I will make sure I send you that article, because there's an article talking about there's a glass ceiling on black professionals in the city in Pittsburgh, mm-hmm. and how a lot of us end up leaving and prospering. Mm-hmm. Because money comes faster. Like, we're not dealing with the racism that we have to deal with. Like, you know what I mean? So it's
really funny because I was just watching this video. A white woman moved here from Houston and like made this TikTok and was like, Pittsburgh is very racist. I was like, yeah, it is.
Yeah, and that's why you find that black and the white. Like, you don't see mm-hmm. us mix.
It's definitely a very like separated city. Even York, I feel like, is more
mixed.
Yeah, it's a little bit more diverse and mixed.
I mean, if you talk to certain people, they say like your reality is based on what you look at or how you see the world. Mm-hmm. If you talk to a lot of other people from here, like Pittsburgh isn't a racist city, because there's a lot of niggas that date white women, and there's a lot of white dudes that date black girls.
Just because you're dating the other race doesn't make it not racist.
But that doesn't. But to the uneducated mind,
yeah, it's the choosing what we see.
Yeah, to the uneducated mind though, that's still love. That's still. You know what I'm saying? I mean, love is love. Let me not say it like that. But, like...
Absolutely.
To them, they don't see it that way.
Mm-hmm.
They see it as, oh, we're more of a melting pot than we are separate. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, like, I've been in spaces where white dude is dating a black girl. I'm a nigger, but his girlfriend is black. Huh?
That's a whole other, like, that itself could be an episode, like, to just kind of dive into that whole thing, because, like, it's crazy.
Oh, well, that's why I got my other podcast, the Seven Roscoe podcast with Blair Jones and Marcus Gaines. We talk about topics like that, so you get 3 different opinions.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, yeah, it's just, Pittsburgh is really weird. So it's just, like, seeing how you maneuver the space and seeing how you can be considered a white girl or, but you conduct yourself as a black woman. It's like, how do you navigate the space?
Being in that, because I am. So, like,
yeah,
that white passing.
Right.
So when I have to tell the white people, like, yeah, no, we're not doing all that, it's a little bit easier. Because, yes, I feel very much so a black woman, but even that, sometimes it makes it harder, because then I feel like it's okay, you're not white,
but you're
also not black. Like,
yeah.
Being biracial is a whole other, like, people don't realize, like, the complexity that you, like, feel from
both sides.
Yeah, it's like this, okay, well, you're telling me I'm not black enough, but then you want me to do this and that, or act this way, and then the white people, like, no, like, you see your hair, you're not white, like, you don't fit in over here.
You don't
like,
fit in. You don't have none of the textures, none of the features.
Fit into the, like, it's such a complex thing. It's helpful, and I feel like also my upbringing of just, like, floating through different spaces, like, I'm really good at observing and picking up on the things, and being in the predominantly black and the predominantly white schools, I've, like, okay, these are the qualities, these are the things
that I like from white people, these are the qualities that I like from black.
Yeah, but it's also helped me when I'm in different spaces and navigating and how I need to navigate with both people.
That makes sense. Like, I know how to interact with white people based off of my time at the predominantly white school. I know how to operate with the black people based off of my time with the predominantly black school. Yeah. Got you. Now, have you ever checked off white women on an application?
If it's like an online thing, sometimes I do. And honestly, it's just like an experimental thing for me. I, like, just want to see, like, okay, there's some jobs I've applied for, like, twice, and, like, sometimes I'll mark off, because some applications now, they have 2 or more races on there. But then there's still some that, like, you have to pick one, and I'm like, do they need to meet a quota of just, like, having a woman? So maybe I could click white woman, or, like, we might need to add a black woman to our staff. Color, yeah. So, like,
do I add the African American and that's quite the conundrum.
It's like, which one?
Because I definitely thought about putting white a few different times, because my name doesn't sound black.
That's why I'm like, who's gonna say it? I don't care if my name did.
Like, my name didn't. my name doesn't sound black. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I thought a few times of like checking the white box and then being the nigga that walk in the room like, Britain? Hey! What's up? How we doing today?
I'm gonna say my name is like a. It could be either or.
You
don't know
yours,
you don't know what you're getting.
Yeah, yours is definitely like a universal because there's white Courtneys, there's black Courtneys. So like, but like, how many Britons do you meet?
Honestly, I think you're the only Briton I know.
Like, but I know a few Brents. I know a few Britons. Like,
I feel like I know like a Braden or like a Brandon.
I know a couple of those, but like,
You don't
yeah,
meet a lot of people named Brent.
yeah.
Although I feel like you definitely, if you was gonna check off white, they'd be like, yeah, probably a white person with a little money. Like it gives white person with a little money.
I mean, I'm trying to be nigga with money. That's what I'm trying to be. I'm trying to be.
Listen,
I'm trying to be a nigga with
I'm
money.
down for it.
I'm down for it.
Down for it.
I'm down for it. Okay, so we discussed the soulful spaces, but we didn't really get into it. So I would like for you to like tell the people, you know, what made you get into soulful spaces, what soulful spaces is, what it's about, what you're looking to eventually blossom it into. Because you know, right now, like with my fraternity, Iota Phi Theta Fraternity Incorporated, we did a fundraiser together where you gave us candles and we sold them. We're also thinking about doing more partnerships together. But like, I want people to know more about, you know, the candle making process, the candle making business, and what you plan on doing from there.
Okay, so Soulfull Spaces is actually technically my second candle making business. I had started Home 1144 before that, at a partner though. We were just kind of in the space where we weren't necessarily seeing eye to eye in the way that we wanted to be operating a business, and I think some of our long-term visions weren't quite the same. So I had just volunteered. I was like, I signed my name off of it, and I was like, I know with my skills, my creativity and stuff, like I could build another business in a second. It took me a year from when I signed off my name, just because I was like, I don't know if I should open another one again, and I didn't know like what I wanted it to look like, until I was like on the phone one day with my aunt, and we were going back and forth, because I was like, I'm not gonna start anything, I'm not gonna open anything, I'm not gonna file for anything until like I have a name that like I feel like this is it, and I could build off of this the way I need to. And that's how I came up with Soulfull Spaces. My aunt and I were just like going like back and forth. And I was telling her like kind of what I wanted it to be, like the way that, you know, doing the stuff for the business made me feel like it was fulfilling, like soul fulfilling. And that's why it has like FULL, because it's like
so full.
Yes, like my soul is full, like doing this.
Gotcha.
And I used space because I feel like home could be a person to me or a place, but I wanted it to be just more about any space that you're in. So
I do get that home part, being a person or a place.
Yeah,
I definitely understand that more now. You said that to me in the past, and I didn't understand it. But like,
I feel like nobody understands the home within a person, especially until like
they experience it.
Experience a person that
you
feel like is like, okay, no matter where we are, like that is home. Like you feel at home within
this person. Yeah, like I see myself in you. I see myself in you, and I also see you.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the parts that I see in me are good. Some of the parts that I see in me are bad that are in you, and I want to fix those bad parts so bad.
Mm-hmm.
So I get it. I finally get it when it comes to the home aspect.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then not necessarily like having that person anymore, or having that person just in a different facet of like that's in a different relationship of life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
But it's the same thing as like with homes. You don't always live in a home for your whole life. You know, that might have been home for the time being.
Yeah. You do move around. We do move around a lot. Birds never stay in the same cages for too long.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But I cut you off when you were explaining about soulful spaces being considered like finding a home in a place or a person.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to continue with that.
So, yeah, that was just kind of like the explanation of like why I named it what I did, and because I felt like it was a good branch for me to be able to like kind of use it for other things outside of like the candles. Like it didn't make me feel like I was stuck to just that, because like that's never been the goal, is to just be like a candle company. I want to branch out into like home decor in general. I'd like to open like my own creative space. So one of the things I was looking for, and I don't want to talk too much about it because I don't want nobody to steal my idea.
No, I mean just whatever you feel comfortable.
But unless you want to put some money into, hit me up. We'll talk more about it.
Whatever you feel comfortable with sharing, and that seems that's what you feel comfortable with sharing.
Okay. So one of the things right now that I am kind of like focused on, I would like to open like almost a creative space. While I was in between like moving, I was looking for somewhere that I could put all my candle stuff and be able to work from. But I thought it'd be really nice to like be in a place with other creatives, and not necessarily like other people that make candles, but like
just
artists or like musicians and stuff like that. And there is one that I was in. It's through Store Express. They do they have like different studios you could rent and stuff, like based on size and what you need. But it just felt like a very white space. Yeah. So I'd like to have like my own version of that and kind of add some other things into there and kind of utilize like some of the things that my friends might be able to do, like photography or like sound editing, things like that. Add in like podcasting and stuff like that. But I wanted to cater to like a little bit more outside of
color.
Yeah.
More color.
Yeah.
That's fine.
A little more variation.
Yeah, that's fine to say. But I also know that like our friendship, for the people who don't know, our friendship started almost more than a decade ago. As you tell it, you hated me at first.
I did. Absolutely did. I thought you were despicable.
On the $1 Billion Minds podcast, you are not the first person to say that.
Oh.
And I'm pretty sure you won't be the last.
I feel like anybody that meets you at first kind of like gets that vibe.
No, it depends on which which version of me they meet.
It is the version.
It's what version of me they meet. Because the person that I had here last week was Blair, and he was my college roommate. And he said like this type of like style of podcasting is like my niche, because I'm a person who likes to have conversation a lot, and I talk a lot.
You're yapper for sure.
And I said, that's not true. And that's when he said, what do you mean? I said, well, y'all only know me as a yapper and someone who talks a lot because I'm comfortable with y'all. Mm-hmm. Think about when we went out for your birthday and it was someone new.
I think you can be a yapper, especially depending on the topic. Like if someone brings up like movies or something, they'll get you.
Yes.
It's depending upon like the conversation the other person's ready to have.
Oh yeah.
And like where you're at and like feeling like the vibe of wanting to talk to them.
Yeah.
But like even when we first met, like I didn't know that like you would be someone that was like good to talk to, because you were just like kind of abrasive. Like you were just very, and not, I don't even want to say direct, because I'm cool with direct, but it was just like,
oh, my tone,
you a little arrogant, little bit of an asshole, and like I wasn't feeling that.
Yeah, my tone can be very different, and I'm realizing that it's not just what you say, but how you say it. Mm-hmm. Because like I am a very direct person, mm-hmm. but like you've seen where I grew up at, like you've been involved, like you've actually been inside. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's like there is no avoiding conflict.
Yeah.
Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like you can. Alright, I got beef for the nigga in Braddock, or I got beef for the nigga in Wilkinsburg. Like, bro, I gotta catch a bus to come see you.
Right.
But, like, in my own neighborhood, I'm not avoiding you, my nigga. Like, I gotta catch the bus, you gotta catch the bus, one of us gotta get off this bus. Like, one of us, like, come on, bro. Like, it's not gonna happen. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? So, it's like, I understand talking that direct is what turns a lot of people off. But look at us now.
I know, besties.
Like,
bestie for the restie.
You know what I'm saying? When I had my stroke, you were at my hospital bed. Like, you know what I mean? So when you needed help moving, you called me. When you need stuff put together, if I could get out there to put shit together for your apartment, I do. So it's like, to start from you hating me to me being one of your closest friends and confidants.
Yeah. But I feel like that came with like the time of us actually getting to spend more time and like getting to know each other. Like when we were coming up here, like sometime during the summer in college still, and like because you weren't at IUP yet when we first met, so like I would only see you like if you would come up, and then we occasionally like got more time to talk, and I was like, okay, like you're not bad, like you're real cool, like we could talk. And then we just started like hanging out and chatting more, and like I would come up, we'd go to the movies in the summer and stuff like that.
You know, people be thinking I'm an asshole all the time, and I'll be like, listen, it's not that I'm an asshole. I'm fair to everybody. Mm-hmm. The same way I treat you is the same way I treat my family members. Mm-hmm. So it's no different. Like God and Jesus, Allah, whoever you believe in, told us, treat the same person, treat everybody the same. Treat them as if you would treat yourself. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I love myself, sometimes I don't. So like, you know what I'm saying? I'm human, mm-hmm. but like, it's all fair. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna be fake to you. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not about to have you in no full sense of reality when shit is really happening. Mm-hmm. But to get back to you and not focus on myself, we talked about how real you could be and how you've come through in the clutch for not just myself but plenty of people, um, and not necessarily feeling like those same people do the same for you. How have you been able to adjust to that and adjust with that?
So for me, if I like support you or if I do anything for you, I don't do it with the expectation that I need something in return. I do it because
I love you.
that's my karma. That's what I'm putting out into the world. This is like just generally like who I am. Like I'm a helping and caring person. Um, but if we're like in a friendship or if there's a relationship or something, I will match your energy essentially. Like I'm not necessarily going to say no to everything, but I'm going to pull back on some of like what I would do
That makes sense.
because I can't.
Continue pouring into you. You
Yeah.
gotta do the same.
Yeah, or I can't pour more into someone and I'm not getting poured into and I'm depleted.
Yeah.
Like if I don't feel like I'm getting that back, then I'm just gonna say like I don't have it for you.
That's how I'm starting to feel with a certain mutual friend of ours.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying?
we'll get into that.
Yeah, off camera. But like
Yeah.
that's how I'm starting to feel with a mutual friend of ours. But to make the long story short and to keep this ball rolling, I'm gonna ask you a quick question,
Okay.
officially on camera.
Okay.
So, I know that you have candles that you have in your inventory.
I do.
Um, you have already partnered with Iota Phi Theta Fraternity Incorporated. Would you mind making a code for Iotas that if we purchase from your store, that we're able to get a discount on
course.
the inventory that you already have?
Of course.
And then eventually, this is something that we can discuss and work out, but eventually what I would like to do is make 20 candles, 10 for men, 10 for women, and they be specifically for Iotas. And I just wanted, to get that on camera and see how you would feel about it.
Yeah, that's something we could work out because it's gonna have to be okay. Well, what do you want that to look like? What do you want that to smell like? Like,
Yeah, so
what's an iota man smell like?
So-
What's the scent vibe?
So we gonna figure that out. I'm gonna consult with my brothers. We'll figure out the smell. I will consult with the sweethearts and confirm the smell as well for that. So with that being said, I am now switching it over to the question that I ask everyone. If you could have a drink or a smoke with 5 people, dead or alive,
Okay.
real or imaginary, who would they be and why?
I wrote it down on my phone so I wouldn't forget because my brain just
Oh,
fried.
okay.
Mental health fried.
This is the first time we got someone who had to pull out their phone for the 5 people, which means
Only because I
mean,
remember.
listen, we've done this before, so we're gonna give her grace here, but
To be fair, I wrote it down then too.
but to be fair, not everyone knows that this question is coming on the podcast unless you actually watch it.
Okay. So, my first person would be my mom. One, I know how I am when I drink. And I've been told that my mother was the same way when she was my age. So I think that'd be funny.
Okay.
But I also would like to kind of, now that I'm older, understand my mom from an adult perspective. Because, it's easy to feel however you feel when you're younger or have your grievances. But we also are parents are having their first time at life and like learning things. So I would just kind of like to, talk to her and like build a relationship of like an adult.
I'm gonna touch on that after you finish your 5.
Okay, and then my other one, my girl. Well, she's not my girl because we don't actually know each other, but I feel like she would be my girl, Michelle Obama. Like I'm obsessed with Michelle Obama. I got her book. I got the journal. Like, I just feel like she would be a good person to talk to because I like, her path and her career and her life and all
her
that
conversation.
Stuff. Yeah. My next person, Jay Shetty.
Who's that?
So Jay Shetty has like a wellness podcast. And he also wrote like Think Like a Monk, and there's another book. It's something with love, 7 Rules of Love. Something I can't remember the exact title.
Okay.
But he has like really he spent a portion of his life as a monk.
Oh, okay.
And he has very good perspectives on stuff. So I'd really like just love to have a conversation with him. Like I feel like it would be like a really enlightening conversation.
Okay.
And then my other person, Janae Igo, because
toxic Pisces shit. Oh my goodness.
That is my toxic Pisces sister, and not that I'm toxic, a little bit sometimes. Toxic. I relate to the vibes, the music. I don't know. I just love her, but she be on her spiritual journey too.
Toxic Pisces shit. Jesus Christ.
And then my last one, it's gonna be kind of funny. Because I really had to think about the last person. It would be my dad's mom, my grandma Barb. So, my grandma Barb was like really, really spicy. But what really kind of pissed me off until a couple years ago, I thought that lady's name my entire life was Barbara. I learned that her name is actually Elaine. So I want to talk to her just so I can know why my entire life I didn't even know her real name.
What if Barbara's her middle name?
It's her middle name. But like nobody ever said like, that's your grandma's middle name, right? Like that's not her first name. Like I was like I think I was reading my aunt's obituary or something. And I'm like trying to like search and stuff because I've been doing like the little ancestry family tree and I'm like, who is Elaine? Like who is that? It's my grandma.
Yo.
Never like my dad's never said like
Yo. That's funny as shit.
That's your grandma, anything like that. Like I had no idea.
Shit.
And then like my cousin was like, "Yeah, you didn't know that," and I'm like, "No." Like,
I mean, I don't know my grandmother's middle name.
See, a middle name is one thing, but like your actual first name.
But your first name is Imogene. Where the fuck do you get Cookie from?
I don't know. Maybe she liked baking cookies.
No,
I don't know.
but you see just how you saying Barb.
Okay, but like Barbara is like
middle
legit.
name.
Like I could think about that as your first name. Now I would hope that somebody, although my cousin, her name's Peaches.
See what I'm saying? Like you never know. So like you never know. That's all. Yeah. We're just gonna leave it there.
I'm just saying. Like,
and I'm gonna jump back to what you said about your mom having that drink with your mom.
Mm-hmm.
I am now older than my father, my biological father, was when he had me.
Mm-hmm.
My father had me at 30. I'm 33. And I can just imagine having a kid right now. Like, I can't fathom it for real. Because, like, I would lose my mind. Like, my career's not anything. I'm living at home. Like, I just had 2 strokes. Like, and then you would throw a kid on? Oh, my God. I'd be in jail.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't know what to do. Because it's like, this little nigga gotta eat.
Right.
And I'm the person who has to provide. So, like, if that means I gotta go out, rob, steal, and kill, like, I got to make sure that this little nigga eat. And I don't, like, there's a certain amount of grace that comes to my parent for that. But, like, at the same, at the same time, it's like, given what I know now, and given how everything has played out, I still can only give you but so much grace.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you ran from your responsibility as a man.
Yeah.
I get why. I understand why. I can intellectualize why. I can understand it, and I can give you the grace as someone who's now in your shoes. Not fully, but like, you know what I mean. But like, I can't respect the character, the decisions you made as a character, because they defined you as a man, and what they showed is that you would rather run than face. So you weren't a good role model for me.
But that also, I think, would be the difference in like you having a kid right now.
Oh, absolutely.
Like that, you know, there's things that I would do differently from like my mom. Like my mom was a good mom, but then there's things I look at and I'm like, okay, that's not how I would operate as a mom.
Okay. So, with that being said, we ran past the last question of the thing, so I'm going to ask one last question and then we're done.
Okay.
So, you named the 5 people that you would have a drink or smoke with. We talked about that, sparked another conversation, but that brings me to this last question of the entire show. If there was one thing that you could change outside of your mom's passing, right? Or one piece of advice that you could give yourself, what would it be?
It's funny because I literally was just talking to somebody about this the other day. I don't remember who. If I could change something, I would put myself back at college, and I would like focus and involve myself a little bit differently.
Okay.
I think at some point I got very fixated on like I have to take care of myself and I have to work, so I wasn't as like
active
in the college and like networking then and being involved like with my major and stuff. I would go back and like just redo that whole thing.
And if there's one piece of advice that you would give yourself?
One piece of advice that I would give myself. Oh gosh, I'll give myself a lot of advice. Girl, get it together. No, that's really, I have that talk with myself every morning. Girl, get it together.
I do 10 minutes of silence.
I think my advice to myself, especially like younger me that came out of college, I didn't have a choice but to kind of like hustle and like really take care of myself because I didn't have anybody to fall back on. So I would work like 80-hour work weeks and stuff, and I really like feel like I burnt myself out early on. So I would like just advise anybody to be gentle with yourself.
And pace yourself.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, this has been an episode of $1 Billion Minds at Diva Doll Studios, and I genuinely want to thank you for coming and speaking with me today.
You're welcome.
I want to thank you for, being a friend throughout all the hardships, because a lot of people don't know how much you've got to see grow.
Grown a lot.
So
like a whole lot since we've met.
So it's a pleasure to have you on and talk about your business.
Thanks for inviting me. Making me feel important.
I try.
folks, that's everything.